Years ago, I earned my first $10,000, and honestly, it's simpler than most people think. In this video, I'll show you step by step exactly how to do it so you can build your first $10,000 following these steps. This video I've prepared will be the most important video on this channel. Sometimes we talk about financial stories, sometimes we analyze the system, but none of those will hit your pocket as directly as this one, so I want you to watch until the end. That is, if you actually want to earn this money. Otherwise, enjoy my story videos and have a nice meal. Bon appetit in advance. Let's look at what we'll learn in this video. I'll tell you what I went through while earning my first $10,000. I'll talk about the mistakes I made and we'll examine the lessons I drew from them. By the end of the video, you'll have a clear roadmap in your head. My recommendation is to watch this video with a notebook and a pen. Pause at important parts and take notes, because I won't drag this out unnecessarily. We'll go in the simplest, clearest way possible. First, why start from $10,000? We all want millions. Why not aim for $1 million right away? Because starting from the highest possible target makes the journey much longer and makes it harder to stick to the process. The reason I say first $10,000 is because it's more measurable. You can actually see it around you. Emotionally and psychologically, it makes the path easier. Instead of aiming straight for $1 million, if you go first to $10,000, then $50,000, increasing step by step, you can draw a much clearer route. You can create a sharper roadmap and you'll know where to reward yourself. So whatever you do, always start with more achievable goals and move up them one by one. That's the best option. So let's set the first goal, $10,000. Write my $10,000 journey at the top of your notebook right now. Still don't have pen and paper? Do you want me to wait? If you're ready, I'll continue. How did I start this journey? In high school, I was working on robotics and software. We was preparing for a competition. We had a project about smart home systems. We finished the project and entered the competition. It was my first competition experience, so I was very excited, and it was a lot of fun. After the competition, we placed second in our city. We were a two-person team, and for that, we earned $400 per person. Now the best part had arrived, spending the money and rewarding ourselves. While I was talking with my teammate about how to spend the money, I said I wanted to buy a new computer. He had a different idea. He told me, "Why are you buying a computer? Let's buy Bitcoin instead." Back then, Bitcoin was $1,100, so we could have bought about 0.4 of a Bitcoin. I told my friend, "What are you going to do with that? Forget it, spend the money instead." But he was insistent about buying Bitcoin, and even though he tried to convince me, I still bought the computer. A few years passed, and my friend came to me showing the Bitcoin he'd bought back then. I was shocked. I asked myself, my friend had thousands of dollars. What did I have? An old computer. That question would change my life completely. A little later, I started seeing my friend trading those Bitcoin, buying and selling, and I could see the increases in his account. After that, I wanted to make money from investments too, and I was about to make my first mistakes. I asked my friend a few questions to learn what he was doing, but because I asked only superficially and didn't want him to teach me step by step, I still didn't have much knowledge. I had opened an account in my father's name, but I didn't have money yet. At that time, I was good at an online computer game. I made some money by leveling other players' accounts, and I used all that money to buy Bitcoin. That's where I started making mistakes. My friend had held his Bitcoin for a long time, so he had thousands of dollars. I, on the other hand, checked the price every minute after I bought. How much has it gone up? I kept looking. I wanted to catch up to my friend as fast as possible because we'd won our first money together, and I thought doing the same thing would let me catch up to him immediately. My impatience with investments pushed me toward leverage trading. Very briefly, leverage trading lets you trade with money you don't have. You could trade with 10 times your current capital and multiply gains, but losses could wipe out large portions of your funds. I was doing leverage trades with zero trading knowledge, and at first I managed to multiply my money a little just because I was lucky. But I didn't realize it was luck. I thought I'd found the super short path to getting rich, and I kept trading wildly. One night, drunk on triumph, I made a trade and lost all my money. The next morning, I was devastated. I didn't know what to do. All my efforts were gone. Still, I didn't give up. I was convinced I could make money from this. I finished high school and got a job. I invested all the money I earned from that job into trading. I was even skipping meals and using my food money to invest. This time, my plan was different. I told myself I might lose all my money, but I would gain something in return: experience. First, I began researching on the internet and picked up some knowledge. I wrote everything down. My plan was this: the internet is a garbage heap of information. I would learn by testing every bit of it. I invested using the notes I'd taken, and sometimes I won, sometimes I lost. I recorded the gains, and once I completed the list, I would proceed using only the things that made me money, and in the end, I would form my real strategy. Another important note: earlier we covered how impatience makes you lose money. Now we're going to talk about creating a strategy and sticking to it. If you've watched this far, don't forget to leave a like. The video you're watching is the most important content on this channel. After so many trials, I'd lost a lot of money, but in return I had a very valuable piece of paper: the strategies that had made me money. Now I would draw a new path for myself. For a while, I made good amounts of money with these strategies and everything was fine. I would wake up many days and trade using all of my notes. Sometimes when I went out with friends and we were hungry, before going to eat, I'd do a trade on my phone and I'd buy the meal for my friends. I felt like I was in the prime of my life. I thought I'd figured out the system. One day, while riding the subway, I looked at people and thought, these people don't know how to trade. They have no idea how unlucky they are. Then, one morning, everything started to go wrong. While things had been good, suddenly my returns were no longer great. They were shrinking. I even started taking frequent losses. At that point, I made a very good decision and left the crypto market. I now had a decent amount of money that I'd earned with a mix of luck and experience. I held cash for a while and looked for new investment instruments. That's when I encountered real investing. It had been in front of me all along and I never used it properly. I finally found an opportunity that could truly make people wealthy: the American stock market. Now you know how to make money from something. First, research thoroughly, experience it, and then build and stick to your own strategy. The most powerful way to make money was here. I hadn't seen it for a long time. I researched intensively. I read dozens of books and took pages of notes. Now I could create my own strategy. Because I'd made many mistakes in the past, I was able to move forward with firmer steps. Using the knowledge from books and research, I started investing in the American stock markets. And here, I'll give you the real secret. It's actually amazingly simple. If you do what I say for a good while, you'll reach financial freedom. Listen carefully to this. You'll even be able to sleep comfortably. Ready? Regularly investing. That's the whole thing. After you create your strategy for your portfolio, feed it regularly. After a while, your portfolio will turn into a magnet, a money magnet. You will regularly feed it by working a job or earning money some other way, and your account will start pulling in money like a hose. You may have questions about how to do this. If you want to learn, I can make my next video about exactly that. I can share all my painful experiences and draw a roadmap for you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. That's all I have to say for this video. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like. I'm Invisible Chains.